right now I'm going to teach you how to make a shirt, short sleeve shirt. Then I'm going to teach you how to make crew necks and hoodies. So the first thing you want to do is go to your Roblox browser, go to your avatar, go to shirts, create, and you want to click download it here. Now once you have the template downloaded, I recommend creating a new folder just so you can keep everything more organized, and maybe a section for templates and then section, yeah, you know what I mean. And you want to take this and drag it into your Photoshop. Now once you have it in your Photoshop, for Photoshop or Paint.net, whichever you're using right now, it'll have this lock tool for Photoshop. What you want to do is double click it and that should go away. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the magic wand tool, click a layer or click a box, and should select it, then hold down shift and click each box that's right here. Now that you have that done, you're going to click delete on your keyboard and delete all of that. Now you're going to take your rectangle tool and just delete anything else that's left over. What I like to do in Photoshop, and I don't think Paint.net has this feature, is you right click, blending options, color overlay, and then I usually set it to a darker color like that and bring the opacity up. I'm not going to go in how to make your own template, maybe that's pretty self-explanatory for me, but there are other YouTube videos on that. And what you want to do now is I'm just going to get my templates in. So first, this will all be in the description. I have a short sleeve template which shows you where the short sleeves should end, just so it comes out a little bit nicer. Oh, by the way, if you right click this and click rasterize layer, it'll make this one layer, so you don't have to see that nasty blending options thing. And I'm going to add in my neck hole. I'm going to make these two invisible for now by clicking this button. And I know on Paint.net it has a little check mark or like a box where you can set to visible or invisible. Now what you want to do next is go on Google and search up Supreme hoodie. And well, you don't have to do this, but just find any white texture. In this case, I'm just going to use this, or any texture you want to do for any color hoodie or any color t-shirt. You right click this, click copy image, and you're going to paste it into your Photoshop. Then put this on top of all your other layers and try to find a nice even flat surface. So right here seems good. I'm gonna take a selection of that by pressing Ctrl X, then Ctrl V, and we right click, go to blending options, color overlay, set this to a white color, and lower the opacity. The one we sent blending options on was the new layer we just created when we pasted this selection. Now we're going to right click, rasterize layer. Once you rasterize your layer, you can no longer go back into blending options and maybe lower the opacity if you want to play around with it a bit. So that's the only problem you have to be careful about. So we're going to delete this and we're going to resize this to the whole canvas and make sure it's set to nearest neighbor. Now I wouldn't recommend this for most shirts since the texture will get really blurry and just really messed up, but since this has no really texture to it, it was just finding the right color. You can just do that, and I'm just gonna rename this layer by double clicking it to texture, then duplicating it. Don't worry about the copy CS, that was just a mistake. Now you're gonna wanna make your short sleeve template visible once again, and I'm just gonna zoom in a bit using this tool and drag the texture down. Once I have that done, I'm gonna resize it. Oh wait, never mind. So what I would do is I'm gonna push this down a bit so it's exactly on it. What I would do is I would resize it if it's just, you know, plain texture, but it's already big enough. Now I'm gonna take the rectangle tool and highlight this section, the top section, and make sure you are on the layer which you created the arms. So we just duplicated the layer and brought it down and made the sleeves for the arms. and make sure you have that layer selected. Then we're just going to click delete, so this one doesn't interfere with this one, if that makes sense. And we're gonna click this one, hold down shift, click this, right click, merge layers. So now we have our texture. And now what I like to do for the cuffs or the sleeves, some shirts have it. If you're wearing a t-shirt right now and you look at the t-shirt, it might have the stitching on it. I'm gonna bring this over to the top of textures, bring it above textures, and basically make it 1 pixel thin. So to do that, basically I'm going to take the rectangle tool and select this so we can delete it. Make sure you stretch this out so it fills the whole canvas. Then what we're going to do is right click, duplicate layer. Sorry, I don't like this copy because this is the name it will be duplicated as. Click the move tool, and I use the arrow keys for this. I'm gonna move it just about there, so that's 3 pixels up. And once you do that, you want to click this, hold down shift, click this layer, right click, click merge layers. Then you just lower the opacity. Now we're gonna go back to our neck hole, click the neck hole, put this on top of the texture, and we're gonna take the magic selector tool, click this this SOV inscription, is just a black circle, and delete it. Click the texture and delete it. Now when you delete it from the texture, I recommend making this visible so you know you actually deleted it. And here, sometimes I don't recommend using the magic, it didn't do it for this one, but the magic wand tool can sometimes make your selections a bit rough and kind of nasty. So what you want to do now is take this tool once again, the magic selector tool, click inside the circle, make a new layer, go back to the rectangle tool, right click, go down to stroke, and we're going to give it about a 3 pixel stroke. Now what we want to do is we want to go to the layer, the new layer we just made around this neck hole, and we're going to drop the opacity so it gives it kind of that, you know what I mean, and it gives it a nice ring around it. And maybe sometimes I should have done, sometimes I do 2 pixels or something, maybe a little bit less, since I think this might be a little bit too thick. And now if you want to add a picture, like, we're gonna go back and take the picture from this. So we just want to take a picture. Remember, what you want to do is you want to select the picture. Don't worry about the strings. If you're getting a picture, just make sure you don't have any like other things in it, like strings or something. I'm just gonna cut the strings off. So you want to press Ctrl T and make sure this is set to this option, since it comes out more high quality for images and other things. Then you resize it and try to center it. There you go. And basically you're done and you made your first t-shirt. But actually I lied, you're not done yet. So I'm just gonna put the template layer above everything, and we're gonna delete the shirt layer since we don't need it anymore. And the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the shading. So we're gonna drag and drop the shading into our Photoshop, and the neck hole is gonna come in handy again. So make sure the neck hole is on top, the first layer, and make sure this is under the neck hole, the shading. So now we're just gonna drop the layer, drop the opacity to about what we like. So I think around there is good. And now what we want to do is we want to make the neck hole visible again. Take the magic wand tool, select it, and delete it from the shading. Then take the rectangle tool and delete all the way up to where the arms end, and delete shading from that, just so it comes out more clean. And yeah, make sure you right click this and click rasterize layer style, a rasterized layer, whichever one. Just because if you don't, you won't be able to delete from the layer, and it will just still be there when you think you deleted it. Alright, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed, please check out my other videos. That is all, and goodbye.